All right. Welcome back, everybody, to Brazil. We took a day off yesterday, and we're back. We're watching a very interesting match. Eala taking on Tjen. And we did watch Tjen at the US Open. She took on Raducanu, and she showed some promise. It was interesting. She was an interesting player to watch. Definitely has some Ons Jabeur kind of shot making. So this is going to be interesting. Eala's been great for the last couple of weeks. She's on about like a 7-match win streak. But for her, it's like this has gone up another level. This is a different, maybe not the ranking wise, but definitely a much better player than she's had to play so far this week and also last week. So let's see. Let's see how this match plays. Quarterfinals of an ATP 250. So both, I think it's Chen's first ATP 250 quarterfinal. I think she might actually be the first Indonesian player to make the quarterfinals of a WTA 250 or above. So that's historical. And Eala's trying to make the semis of another 250 event. She made one in Miami. She made a WTA event semi-final, and then of course she did that in Eastbourne as well. So let's see. The betting says 50-50, so people are thinking that Tjen might be able to maybe steal this one, but Chen's had a crazy year. Not on the WTA, but on the Challenger circuit. We'll talk about her. She's been very, very good. But Eala's also in very good form, so we'll see. Since 2004, she's the first Indonesian player since 2004 to make a WTA quarterfinal. There you go. Over 20 years. Oh, may the best woman win. Yeah, this is going to be interesting. And you got, Indonesia versus Philippines. This is a very unique situation because two countries that aren't known for tennis are playing in a quarterfinal. So this is, and they're neighboring countries. So this is going to be interesting. It's going to be a fun match to watch. Yeah, Mia's not here. She is asleep. It's 2 a.m. I knew as soon as the schedule came out, I didn't even have to look at it. I knew that we were going to be, I was going to have to wake. I would be up until 2 a.m. But that's okay. We'll get through this match, and then I will pass out. Both these ladies are awesome. I hope they have a fantastic 2026. Yeah, this is going to be a very interesting match. Probably. Yeah, my sleep is the worst this week. We're supposed to do nothing. But that's okay. It's not that bad. Yeah, next week is the Asian swing. So next week, everybody else, you all be awake, right? Next week it'll be you at 2 a.m., not me. You'll all be up at 2 a.m., just like I've been up at, midnight every night for the last 3 months, 6 months, 5 months. Now, right? Is that how it works? Now your turn to stay awake all night, even though you might have work in the morning, you still have to stay up. Right? That's how it works. Is that not how it works? Now it's your turn to stay up for the Asian swing, and I expect everybody to be here, and that we should, for every match. Thank you. I appreciate that in advance. No excuses. You should all actually just take the month off work. Personally, I think that's what you should do. But I know people have to work, so also I'll see you next week. Right? Right? Tjen versus Eala. Yep, that's what's happening. We'll be reporting for duty. Yep, that's it. I expect there to be massive crowds in the streams. There should be big numbers of people here. I'm expecting no dip in viewership during the Asian swing. Not like last year and the year before that and the year before that and the year before that. I'm expecting solid best ever numbers for you guys to make an appearance because now it's like I said, I stayed up for 6 months. Now it's your turn. It's fine. You don't have to. But also, fine. You can, do what you have to do. I hope to see you there next week when we watch Iga Swiatek every day. When's the next Sika, as we can see? Shanghai. Stocked up on caffeine? Good. That's what I want to see. That's what I want to hear. Go to the shop today and get supplies for next week because it's going to get hectic. It's only going to be 4 weeks, 5 weeks of Asian swing. So 4 weeks, you can do that. I did it for 4 months. You can do it for 4 weeks, I'm sure. It's easy. Don't worry about it. I pretty much bailed right after the US Open every year. Yeah, it's weird. Like, it is a weird season, isn't it? We start with a slam, we finish 4 months before the end of the year as a slam, and that's it. And in between, there's like a bunch in the middle. Yeah. And look, the Asian swing has been a great initiative for years, right? But it's just a shame that it's after all the slams and there's a lot of players injured at this point and tired and fans are tired and it should get more love, but unfortunately it's just not at a great time. And then everyone comes back for the ATP WTA finals, right? At the very end of the year. But yeah. By the way, I'm so tired. I made the mistake of not going to bed and just staying up. I haven't been up this late since Wimbledon. I'd be asleep right now. But today I pushed. It was either go to bed for 3 hours or it was just push through. And today I just pushed through. I'm hoping tomorrow, if Eala wins and we watch the semis tomorrow, I'm hoping that the time's a little bit friendlier. Today's just a bit like I woke up at like 5 a.m. So I'm running on 21 hours awake. Let's see what happens. Let's hope it all works out. Can we send something not a postcard? Maybe a gift for your dog? Just curious. I mean, yeah, you can if you want. You don't have to send a postcard if you want to send something else, but postcards are the cheapest thing to send. So that's why I recommend postcards, because they're the easiest to send. Much easier than a package, but it's up to you. You can send it. You can send a package for my dog. All right. No one there. Well, actually, there's a lie. There's people there, but it's very, very quiet. First thing in the morning on a Friday. When's my birthday? It's in February. Watching from Idaho. Hey, what's up? All right. Play should be out on court any second and we can get this show on the road. But yeah, next week. So, next week. What the hell are we doing next week? Next week, we have the Korea Open, and it's Swiatek and Raducanu. And Misimova's not playing. So, Swiatek and Raducanu, they're the two main players. Swiatek gets a bye in the first round, so it'll be Raducanu, and then whatever happens after that. We might watch a little bit of Billie Jean King Cup finals. I mean, Rabakin is playing, Pegula's playing. They're not playing each other, but they're playing against each other for the countries. We might watch it. Palini's playing, so we might watch Billie Jean King Cup. It's also in China, so at least we get, it's a similar time zone as well. So on the men's side, there's actually tournaments in China as well, with Musetti and Rublev number 1 seeds for their tournaments, but we probably won't watch ATP next week unless there's something important that happens. But unless Fonseca's playing or something, if he's playing, then we might. But yeah, and Davis Cup's going on right now, I think, or something. Yeah. But of course, no Alcaraz in the Davis Cup. So again, it's a little bit light this week with Matt. But that's how it is. That's how it should be. How's my break going after the US Open? Terribly, because I don't have a break. It's the worst break ever because I haven't had a break at all. Danny,
go Alex.
Thank you, Danny, for the 5. Go Alex. Yeah, my break it's been non-existent. I had a day off yesterday, but I had to do other things, so it didn't really count as a break. So it's fine. The Asian swing is, like I said, not really. It's good for me, so I'll feel totally fine when we start watching tournaments in Asia. The second I don't have to watch a match at 2 a.m. or 3 a.m. means it's much better. I can at least take a break watching streams in the afternoon instead of in the morning. All right, here we go. Players better walk out on court. We're about to get started. It's going to start in like 5 seconds. What are my overall thoughts of the US Open? I think it was good. I think it was probably the third best slam of the year. Yeah, we're going to watch Laver Cup, of course. Of course we're watching Laver Cup. Fritz versus Menchik, Tiafoe, Lehechka tonight. Yeah, we're not watching that, but it's cool, though. All right. Players walking out on court. And then we can start this party. All right. All right. Thanks, Deb. Yellow on court. And we'll see what happens. Chen has got a very fun style. She's gonna make Eala play a lot. Are we meeting the US Open as a group? No. Not that I know of. Nobody invited me, so no, I'm not going. But I guess you can if you want, I guess. But not that I know of. Not that I've heard. So I won't be there, but maybe. I don't know. Alex and 2, you reckon? Okay. Chen has a strong forehand. Yeah, she's got variety. We saw that against Raducanu. She's got variety, so it's gonna be interesting. This is gonna be an interesting clash of styles. Why is it so loud? This is crazy. Laver Cup starts in next week. Next week. Good morning, Cam. It's early in the morning at midnight in the Philippines. Hey, shout out to everybody who stayed up late. I feel ya. I feel your pain. I have also been awake all night. Chen is strong. Should not be a walk in the park. Well, that's it. I mean, okay, again. Part of part of the fun of watching Eala is that we get to watch players that we haven't watched. Well, we have watched this lady before, but we get to watch players that we don't normally watch, which is great. We learn new names. But like I said, since the US Open, Eala has not played a player in the top 100. Now, Chen is not in the top 100, but she's the second highest ranked player she's had to play. In fact, when Eala has played someone in the top 150 in her last 8 matches, she's had to play 3 sets. So she's won in straight sets against a lot of players, but all of those players were outside the top 150. And the two players that she has played that are inside the 150 was Lipchenko in Guadalajara, went 3 sets. She was 122 in the world. And against Vardy in the final, who went 3 sets again, and it was 134. So Tjen is right in that mix, right, of between Vardy and Lipchenko, right? So if we're basing it off that one little thing alone, this should go 3 sets. If we're going off the history of the last couple of weeks. Everyone else outside she's played the 187, the 188, the 280 in the world. All of those were straight sets. But this is someone who's, if they're inside the 150 in the last 2 weeks, Eala's had a longer match. So if Eala is to win this in straight sets, that would be very impressive, because she hasn't had an easy time against players that are sort of just outside the top 100. It's her second highest ranked opponent since the US Open. Is Tjen. Now Tjen, she's incredible record this season. And if you watch the preview, you'll know why. 56 wins, 8 losses. Crazy. Lost at the US Open to Raducanu, but she did make it through the qualifying, winning 4 matches in a row. She did make the final of Landisville in just before the US Open. Lost in a 3-set final there. She did make a final in Lexington as well. Lost to Wong. So back-to-back finals, and then the US Open, making it through the qualies. Beating Kudermetova in the first round. And she's beaten the number 95 and the number 464 before this match. So has already beaten a player in the top 100 this week. If she does win this, Tjen, it will be her second highest victory of all time. She obviously beat Kudermetova. Sorry, not of all time, of the year. She has... Actually, no, of all time. She has played a lot of players in the top 100, but a few players in the top 100. But this would be her second highest victory by ranking after the Kudermetova win at the US Open. And, yeah, so that will be interesting. And the winner of this will play either Sierra or Jones, who are playing after this match. So straight after this match, Francesca Jones and Solana... Is it Solana? Sierra. Yeah. Solana Sierra. The 2-seeded players. So that's not going to be easy for either player who wins this one. PR.
Yo, Alex. Thanks again, Cams, for covering Alex.
No worries. Thank you for joining us. By the way, there's the Carlos shirt. I haven't put it on the wall yet. I still got to reorganize everything. But I'll put the shirt there just so everyone can see that there's the shirt. But all right. By the way, this year, Tjen has won a ridiculous amount of trophies. She has won, let me count, 1, 2, 3, 6 trophies this year, made 9 finals, and won 6 out of those 9 finals. All of them on the WTA, or the ITF circuit. Now, chat, I told you I'd finally make a graph about this, and I did. So this is the tournament pyramid, just to kind of understand what we are looking at, right? So we're at a 250 level. We're at the gold. I mean, we'll change the colors eventually. Obviously, the top of the pyramid is a Grand Slam. That is the biggest trophy you can win. Then a 1,000, then a 500, 250. Then it splits into 2 different tiers of tour, right? So you've got what's called the Challenger Circuit, which there you can see on the men's side of things. They've got a bunch of little brackets, a bunch of different brackets of tournament. And then on the WTA, it's only one sort of tournament. But it actually works out because the ITF end up bringing a lot more women's tennis than men's tennis. So it's easier, I guess, to try and make the leap into the ATP than it would be on the women's side, where you have to play a lot more ITF. So does that make sense? You can see there that we're at the gold level. Eala won a tournament just below this in the 125s, and Tjen has won a lot of the bottom tier level, so tier 3. So does it make sense? Does that make sense? I mean, that's maybe I need to make it a little bit more obvious, but that's where we're at the moment. That's how the tour is structured. And that's the best way I could visualize it, because I couldn't think about it any other way. Anyways, Eala's serving. I'm going to go with Eala in 3. I said that in the preview, and I'm sticking with it. As Eala wins the first point, 15-love. As Tjen returns the front of Eala. Tjen backhand slice in the net. Now, that's a lot of things that she's going to do. It's going to be a lot of slice, a lot of interesting shot making from Tjen. That's what she is. She's a shot maker. Is that the other 30-love? As the return goes in from Tjen to the front of Eala. Tjen with the backhand slice. Into the backhand of Eala. Slice again to the forehand of Eala. Is slice from Tjen again. Into the front of Eala. And Eala overhits it. Now, that is going to be interesting. Tjen's going to make Eala play probably the more shots than she's had to play all week, right? So she's going to be... The defensive Tjen is going to really test Eala's patience. Because Eala's going to have to hit a lot more shots than the other couple of tournaments. 30-15. Could you also add in the pyramid the hierarchy of Grand Slams? There is no hierarchy. It's the Grand Slams are all the same. 30-15. There's no hierarchy of slams. They're all worth 2,000 points, and they're all worth a Grand Slam. There's no hierarchy. As we'll serve now the backhand of Tjen. Eala backhand cross-court winner, 40-15. 40-15. Lovely backhand winner there from Eala. Tjen's going to make sure she hits the ball deep in this match. There's been a forehand in the net from Tjen. And Eala wins the first game of the match. Actually, I just figured out something that I'm going to add to the graph that I missed out. All right. All right. Love 15. Eala has been getting off to a really good start. In these matches. Tjen serves again. Love 30. Eala a chance to get the break here to start us off. As Eala goes to the slice of Tjen. Eala again into the backhand slice of Tjen as Eala goes to the forehand down the line. Tjen gets her forehand on the stretch. Eala forehand again, the forehand of Tjen. And Tjen hits it long. Love 40. Great stuff for Eala. Love 40. To take the break. As with a fault, second serve. Second serve. And it's a double fault. Eala breaks. To start this match, 2-love. All right. All right, great stuff for Eala. As Eala wins the first point, love 15. Well, 15 love, sorry. All right, first serve was a fault. Second, no, it was out. Sorry, my bad. First serve was in. All right, love 30 love. As with a slice from Tjen into the forehand of Eala. Tjen with a forehand again to the forehand of Eala. Tjen again with a forehand. Goes to the forehand of Eala. Tjen doing a lot more running. And eventually hits a winner. 30-15. All right. Hopefully that fix the pyramid to make it look a little bit. Maybe make a little bit more sense. I'll show it at the next change events. 30-15. All right, return goes in the net. It's 40-15. Eala to take a 3-love lead. As it is served on the tee of fault, second serve. All right, second serve is a double fault, 40-30. As we're flying out of the slice of Tjen. Tjen hits it out and it's 3-love. Eala with the break. All right, so here is a little bit of a, just to get everybody up to speed with what's going on. So that's better. So that is how the tour is broken down. So you can see there that on the top level or the top tier is the ATP WTA Tour, the main tour, which is pretty much what we mostly watch. You got the Grand Slams at the top, Wimbledon, US Open, Australian Open, French Open, the 1000 events. They're not the same for men and women, but they are the same. I mean, they're not always the same. There's obviously some crossovers, but they're all worth the same amount. 500 events, again, not all the exact same events, but they are the same, worth the same amount of points, which is what all these things are based off. Where the numbers come from is based off the amount of ranking points you win if you do win the trophy. So a 1,000 event is called a 1,000 event because it's worth 1,000 points for your ranking. 500, 250, all the way down to 15, right? All the way down to the 15. So that's what the number stands for. 250 is what we're watching now. So it's the lowest level of event in the top tier. And then you got the Challenger Tour, which again on the men's side of things is very robust. You've got 5 different Challenger level events. On the women's side, you've only got the one, which is what Eala won last week on the Challenger circuit and the WTA 125. And then on the ITF Tour, which is the lowest tier of tournament and the entry level of professional tennis, at least in this way of playing or this way of going about it. On the ITF men's side, it's only a couple of events. On the women's side, there's a lot more. And I mean, ideally, the WTA would rather have, probably have just as many as the men's events, but the ITF have made a pretty solid WTA or W Tour for the ladies to start with. So, yeah, there's not too much. It's a bit weird that we don't have more WTA Challenger level tournaments, but if they did, then they would kind of like cross over with the ITF. So it'd be a little bit awkward. What about UTR? Well, UTR it doesn't based on ranking. So if you win a UTR event, you don't get ranking points. It's not an official ranking point. It's its own thing. I'm pretty sure. I don't think if you win a UTR event, I don't think you get any ATP WTA ranking points. I think it's more about like level and form and playing. It's like playing college tennis. You don't get any points for that either, right? This is the way of getting. This is the ranking point system. And how, what you need to play in order to get ranking points, which means the more ranking points you get, the higher up the pyramid you go and the better you are. But if you're in the top 100, like Eala, you can play pretty much all the tournaments in that top level, right? Chen, for example, she is sort of floating between playing those challenger levels and also playing the top level as well, because she's sort of just outside the top 100. But top 100 usually gets you in for pretty much all of the, you can pretty much play everything without having to play qualifying. For the slams, at least, you don't have to play qualifying. Some of the smaller tournaments that have like a really good list, you might have to play qualies because it might be too stacked. But we have seen this week, like Chen, for example, she's 130 in the world. She didn't have to play qualies. She got in automatically to a smaller 250. So, yeah. It's a little bit, it takes a little bit of time to understand it all, but that's why I made the graphics. So anyone who asks, we can bring it up. $30 by the way. As Eala forehand into the forehand of Chen. To the back of Eala. Chen with the forehand again. Goes down the line. Good shot, but Eala's there. Hits it wide though, and Chen hits a 40-30. Why didn't Eala play the 500 in Guadalajara? Because she wasn't supposed to go to Guadalajara anyway. We talked about this the other day. Her schedule was US Open and Sao Paulo. She was never supposed to go to Guadalajara, but she got a wild card last minute because she wanted some extra tennis, and she played it and she won, right? So she wasn't even supposed to be there. And she was never going to play the 500. She was always on the list for this event. So yeah, it wasn't part of the plan to even go there, which is why she didn't play the 500, because she wasn't supposed to even be there. She got a wild card last minute. 40-30. Chen to get on the board. As the return goes in the forehand to Chen. The other with the backhand. In the net. All right, Chen holds. It's 3-1. The other with the break. That makes sense. That makes sense why she didn't play Guadalajara. All right, 3-1. Chen on the board. As Chen hits a return out, 15 love. 15, love. As Eala serves again. To the forehand of Tjen, good return. And then Eala in the net. 15-all. Tjen's starting to look a little more comfortable now. 15-all. As Tjen returns. And then Eala hits it long on the backhand, and it's 15-30. 15-30. All right, serve again from Eala. There's a fault. Second serve. Hey, what's up from Jakarta? How you doing? She double faults again, Eala. All right. Break point to get back on serve for Tjen. Hey, what's going on from Sao Paulo? How are you? All right, serve in the backhand of Tjen. Return goes in front of Eala. Tjen with the backhand slice. Eala forehand again to the backhand slice of Tjen. Into the forehand of Eala, who goes on the line in the net. There's the break back. Now, we did say a lot of people were making the comparisons when we watched Tjen play Raducanu, how much of a Barty slice she's got. She plays so much like Barty. And I just saw it then. The two slice backhands, I was like, that's Barty. She's playing like Ash Barty. So, we're back on serve. Definitely has that Barty slice. At least the slice is Ash Barty, for sure. But it looks like Tjen's kind of settled in a little bit more now, and we have a match. Don't underestimate Tjen. Oh, no. For sure. For sure. All right. Tjen back on serve. By the way, was it Leon or who said that might be a short night? I don't want to read it out at the time, but now I'm like, oh, that's funny. Who said that? Who said, hey, look, you might be able to get to bed soon? It's never that easy. Come on. It's never that simple. Leon said it. It's never that simple. And when you say it, then we know it's going to go 3 hours. Eala's getting wrecked now. Haha. Oh, man. It's one of you. It's you, is it? Okay. Okay. All right. 3-2 Eala. Krejcikova is in the qualifying draw for Korea, and Raducanu received a wild card as usual. Yeah, you got to get your facts straight if you're going to start shitting on people because they both received wild cards. So I don't know what you're talking about. Krejcikova's in the main draw with a wild card, so you just got to make sure you do your research before you start like finding a reason to hate on Raducanu. At least get it correct before you start complaining. Also, Raducanu probably could have made the main draw without getting a wild card, but she probably last minute decided to play the tournament. And the Korea Open would be stupid not to give her a wild card because she's a Grand Slam champion. A lot of people like her. So, again, it's not Raducanu's fault people who like her. And it's not the tournament's obligation to give wild cards to players that deserve it in your eyes. Maybe you should ask them, write them an angry letter. Just, complain to them and not me. Because I don't work for them and you should ask them. Write them just write a really angry letter and send it to them in the mail. They'll get it in 4 weeks. Nice hitting from Tjen, 30-15. Yeah, they both got wild cards. I don't know what the complaint is then. It's one of those, any reason to bitch about Raducanu. Even if she got a wild card and so did Krejcikova, but Raducanu got one, so I'm pissed. It's like, why? Raducanu, she probably got, like I said, she got one because she was probably last minute to the tournament. She didn't need one. She probably would have got in anyway. Came investigating it. Well, I saw that Krejcikova got a wild card, so hearing that Krejcikova didn't get a wild card and Raducanu did, and someone crying about it, that's wrong information. You got to make sure you get it right. As Tjen holds, it's 3-0. I'm just so over people bitching about players for no reason. Stop crying about Raducanu, stop crying about Eala, stop crying about Fonseca, stop crying. Just find happiness in the players you like and enjoy them. That's a better way to live. Instead of going, I really don't like this player and I'm going to make my life miserable by complaining about them all the time. It's really, really annoying. And it's also not good for you. You know what I mean? Find happiness in the players you like. And enjoy their success. And ignore the players you don't like. Much better. Better way to live. 15 love. There's a bit of fault from Eala. Second serve. We're back on level terms here. 3-3. There's a bit of return now from Tjen as a winner. Beautiful inside out forehand winner. 15-0. When's Alcaraz coming back? Laver Cup. Laver Cup in a couple, actually next weekend. Yeah, this time next week we'll be watching some Laver Cup. What do you think of the iPhone 17? It's orange, right? Is that I haven't had an iPhone for 10 years, so I have an iPod. 15-0, that goes out by Tjen. 30-15. 30-15. I think the last iPhone I had was an iPhone 4. And then I changed to Samsung. I never looked back. 30-15. As Tjen in the net in the return. 40-15. Eala to get back the lead. As the backhand return goes into the forehand of Eala. Backhand slice again from Tjen. Eala forehand in the middle. Tjen gets it back with a forehand, but overhits it. And Eala gets back the lead. 4-3. 4-3 Eala. Do we watch Penko match after this? No, I'm definitely going to sleep after this. I've been up for 22 hours. Following in Manila. Hey, what's up? All right. 4-3. Eala to try and... Tjen to try and keep things level. But she's making it interesting, Tjen, which is what we came here to do. 22 hours, what were you doing? I don't know, living my life. I mean, I went outside. No watching Guadalajara unless you like to watch the... Yeah, well, it's probably, shitty weather in Guadalajara, so... There's no point in watching anyway if I don't want to watch rain delays for 3, 5, 6, 8 hours. All right. 4-3. 4-3. Back to Chen. Cam, you can stay up and watch Penko. It's only 2:30. All right, Frank, will you give me $1,000? 1,000 American dollars. I will watch Penko. That's 1,000 American dollars. Just in case you got confused with some other currency that 1,000 American dollars, and I will watch Ostapenko. That is the price. That is the price. And Deb gets to enjoy another stream. That's what you meant, right, Deb? That was a typo. Anyways, love 30, love 15. As that Chen return goes in, it's 15-0. Yeah, that's the going rate. You're a cheap date. Yeah, David, I don't know who you're hanging around with and go on dates with. But $1,000 for a date is ridiculously overpriced. I don't know who you're dating, but you should probably at least check your bank and ask some questions. 15-0 is a bit of let. $15-all. As the return goes in the net by Eala, and it's 30-15. So yeah, so basically we're not watching it. I'm just joking. Do not send $1,000. I will not. I'm still not watching Ostapenko, so don't do it. Didn't you hear the part where I said I've been up for 22 hours? I'm barely getting through this match. 30-15. As with a forehand from Chen to the backhand of forehand of Eala, backhand from Chen to the backhand of Eala. Chen with the forehand of the stretch. Eala, forehand cross court, goes long, and Chen gets to 40-15. Chen's playing a hell of a lot better than she was in her first couple of games. Why was up for 22 hours? For fun. I mean, why not, right? All right, return from Eala, goes in the forehand to Chen. Great forehand from Chen. Eala with a nice forehand and Chen with a terrible slice. And it's 40-30. It's a weird rally. We'll send you 1,000 in Super Chat. No, don't do that because then you're just giving half of that to YouTube. So it has to be a direct payment to my bank account. I will not accept Super Chats as a donation. $1,000 Super Chat does not count. Because at that point, you're just giving YouTube all the money. So just not taking. Sorry, if you do it in Super Chat, it's not going to work. Anyways, Chen holds with a lovely volley, 4-4. It has to be in cash, in a briefcase, in $1 bills, American dollars, left in a location, a neutral location that we can meet, in a locker in the airport. All right, 4-0. As the return goes in the forehand of Eala. Oh, Eala puts it wide. Love 15. Love 15. Love 15. As Eala serves again. There's a return from Tjen to the forehand of Eala. Tjen with the forehand of the stretch goes long, and it's 15-0. Well, yeah, no. So we're not watching Penko. But who's Penko playing anyway? Is she playing somebody like worth like why interested in Penko? She's playing Stakusic. 15:30. Chance for Tjen to maybe break here. Now I don't know what's the interest in watching Penko. Is it because she's got a tough match, or you just like Ostapenko? 15:30. 7 to the forehand of Tjen. Forehand from Eala. There's Tjen with a slice. Into the forehand of Eala. Eala on the net. 15:40. Tjen to get the break and serve the set. 15:40. Tjen to break and serve for the first set. Eala serves a fault. Second serve. Second serve. Into the forehand of Tjen. Oh, and the return just went wide. 30-40, one saved. 30-40. Man, that goes in. That's a winner. Eala wasn't running for that. I want to see Swiatek versus Penko after seeing new Swiatek on hard courts, fast hard courts. Well, maybe we'll get lucky and see that in Asia at some point. Be awesome. Second serve. Into the forehand of Tjen. Good return. Eala with the forehand. Again to the forehand of Tjen. Eala doing a lot of running. Tjen comes in. Lines up the forehand. Eala gets his right with a lob. And then Tjen with a smash. Puts it away. Okay. Tjen gets the break. She was down 3 love. She's up 5-4. She's going to serve the set. What a turnaround from Tjen. And she's going to serve for the first set. Okay. Tjen's playing smart. Eala having trouble with errors. Yeah, the first couple of games, Tjen was making a lot of errors and just took a little bit of time to warm up. But now everything is working. The slice is working. The forehand's on fire. Eala's making a couple of errors. You're right. But, yeah, Tjen has gotten well and truly in this match now. And now... And now she's going to serve the set, Tjen. Tjen playing great defense, which irks Eala. Yeah, I mean, we've spoken about that before, right? That Eala has struggled against defensive type players in times. They're playing Mariah Carey Obsessed. You know that's a diss track against Eminem? Probably. Everyone knew that, right? One in the chat if you understood what I just said. All right, 5-4. 5-4. Tjen's going to serve the set. Music trivia time, chat. A little bit of music trivia. All right. Tjen serving for the set. As Eala hits a return long, 15 love. Now look, I'm not going to start making excuses for Eala why she's losing, because Tjen's playing well. But I'm going to give you a reason why she might be losing. She's played a lot of tennis. So you got to think that eventually all the wins that she's had and all the tennis she's played over the last 2 weeks has to eventually catch up with her. As the return goes into the forehand of Tjen, backhand now from Eala, into the backhand slice of Tjen, and Eala with the volley off the tape. Up goes a lob by Tjen. And then Eala with a good smash, and it's 15-0. And look, when you get, when you played a lot of tennis and you start feeling a little bit fatigued, you're gonna make errors. Also, the day off. I don't think we have spoken about it at all. That having a day off yesterday might not have been the best thing for Eala because she was playing almost every day, right? She had a day off between the final, winning in Guadalajara in the first round, but she's played pretty much every day over the last 2 weeks, with maybe one travel day. And then yesterday was a whole day off. So, again, maybe the momentum of just playing every day, doing the same thing over and over every day. Yesterday, she would have had nothing to do, practice and stuff, but maybe that might have thrown her a little bit as well. Something to consider. 30-15. Tjen 2 points away from the first set. Well, she double faults though, 30-all. 30-all. As Eala returns, Tjen comes in with a forehand. Eala puts up a lob. And then Tjen puts away the smash. That was solid. 40-30. God, Tjen is looking so good now. First 3 games, she was struggling. And now she looks crazy good. She is making Eala work. First serve is a fault, second serve. Alex has had a lot of easy matches in the past couple of weeks. Like 20-year-olds shouldn't look this tired. I feel like people underestimate or overestimate youth. 40-30. As the return goes into the back of Tjen, and Tjen hits it long. We have to deuce. Like, I feel like sometimes it doesn't make sense to be like, well, she's young, she should be fine. Because you could be 20 years old and then you go to the gym for a day and you're hurting the next day, right? Eala's never played this much tennis, or at least she hasn't for a long time. I don't remember the last time, maybe Miami, right? She hasn't played this many matches in a row and won this many matches in a row for a while. So how could you, just because she's 20 doesn't mean, oh, well, she should be fine. It's like, but this hasn't been a thing before. So this is a whole level. She's pushing her physicality to the limit at this point. Because she hasn't been here. Playing every day pretty much for the last 2 weeks. That hasn't been a thing she's done. At least not many times. Not recently. Anyway, set point again. So fatigue's always going to be a thing. I mean, fatigue isn't an age thing. As that goes to the net from Eala. And Tjen wins the first set 6-4. You know what I mean? So I don't think like, oh, well, she's young. She should be fine. It's like, she shouldn't look this tired. It's like, okay, cool. But also she hasn't... I mean, this is new to her still. This is still a new level of tennis that she's playing. New level of competition she's playing. So it's a little different. I mean, Draper's young. He gets injured all the time, right? He's 22. Or 23, whatever. Why does he keep getting injured? Why did Alcaraz and Sinner cramp at 20 years old? They're young. How could they be cramping? It's like, it's the same thing, right? Their bodies aren't used to it. So of course she's going to be fatigued. No, just because she's 20 doesn't mean she's not going to get tired. Anyways, 3 winners and 11 errors from Eala. So that's a factor. But she also has come back from a set down a couple of times in the last few weeks. So it's not over yet. But Tjen opened... after that love 3 deficit, she definitely looks more comfortable now, Tjen. And Eala is starting to make a lot more errors. Which, again, might be because she's played a lot of tennis. I get tired getting up off the sofa, so I'm not judging anyone. Yeah. All right. But let's see. We're watching Tjen for the second time. We don't know much about her because she played Raducanu and didn't really get to perform that well. So will Tjen continue this, or will she have a little bit of a second set siesta? All right. Her body language is not giving positive. Yeah, she doesn't look as energetic as usual. All right. Eala with a fault second serve. But also remember, Eala is playing against a player that is getting a lot of shots back, the variety from Tjen. And we've spoken about it. Again, we've spoken about it before. That when Eala is playing someone that makes her play a lot of shots or makes her be aggressive, errors also happen. So that might be a factor as well. You know, that Tjen is making her hit a lot more shots than her previous opponents. As the forehand from Tjen goes long, and it's 15-all. 15-all. Second set siesta seems to be the thing. Is it trendy? No, it's just fun to say. All right, 15-all. As that goes out by Eala again. 15-30. Eala in trouble. As we return into the forehand of Eala, back in from Tjen, sliced. Into the forehand of Eala is Tjen. Again to the forehand of Eala, but no, in the net by Tjen, 30-all. Eala gets a free point. 30-all. As Eala serves again. Into the forehand of Tjen. Return into the forehand of Eala. Tjen with the forehand. Goes wide. 30-40. 30-40. Sorry, 40-30. I'm just reading the score upside down and it's 3 in the morning. 40-30. To take the first game of the second Eala and be back in the lead. Back in from Eala to the forehand of Tjen. Eala forehand into the slice of Tjen. Eala with a slice forehand. Tjen goes around, hits a forehand inside out. It goes in the forehand of Eala. Tjen with the forehand now to the back end of Eala. Tjen forehand looking real good. Eala on the stretch goes again the forehand of Tjen. Tjen hits a winner. Jeez, that forehand is lethal. And Eala's looking like, what the hell? She's thinking one of the balls was out. But Tjen was on fire. I mean, great footwork from Tjen. That was a Federer forehand. Barty, obviously, but that was a Federer, like, danced around the backhand. I mean, that was a beautiful shot. Like, she doesn't look tired. She does not look tired. All right. Deuce. Great serve out wide. Tjen returns it in. Backing from Eala off the tape goes the forehand of Tjen. Down the line to the forehand of Eala on the stretch. And then Tjen with the slice. Goes wide. And Eala gets to advantage. Cam did predict that it would be harder for Eala this time. Yeah, I think from what we saw from Tjen, against Raducanu. It was just a shame that she wasn't able to play better against Raducanu, but she did show at times like that was gonna, that she has game. And even though Eala has been impressive, she hasn't played too many sort of players around that 150 to 100 mark. And when she has, it's been 3 sets. As we got a 4 now from Eala down the line, that's a win. All right, 1-love. 1-0 in the second. And this is a big step up from the 2 players she's already played this week, Eala. No, Chen and Eala haven't played yet. This is the first time. All right. Chen to serve, 1-love Eala in the second. As she hits a good serve, 15-love. Oh, man. 15-love. As it a forehand from Chen. Into the forehand of Eala. Chen comes in with a volley, but hits it long. That's a little too fancy. And it's 15-all. In a coffee crisp chocolate bar. Yeah, that would help. Oh, man. I haven't felt this tired since... I never know. It's my own fault. I should have had a nap. Backhand return goes out by Eala and it's 30-15. By the way, chat, went to the thrift today. Wasn't going to. Couldn't help myself. Actually, I went to the thrift yesterday, and picked up. I went to an antique store yesterday, and I found one of the stalls in the antique marketplace had $1 DVDs, and they had DVDs that you can't find at thrift, like different ones that I've been looking for. So I spent $13 on 11 DVDs and a Good Charlotte Best of Greatest Hits single CD. It was just a great find. I sat there for like 2 hours, just like going through everything. Maybe not 2 hours, but like an hour, just going through everything. Dollar movies. They had dollar Blu-rays too, so I got Lego Movie on Blu-ray. I think I might be getting to the stage where I might have to get Blu-ray. All right, Chen holds 1-1. And then today I went to the thrift because I went to the bakery, and then there's a thrift store near there, and found season 1 and 2 of the OC for $8, $4 each, which is way cheaper than I've seen anywhere else. So I'm like, I'm getting that. So I've been watching season 1 of the OC all day while I was cleaning my house. OC is goated. One of the great TV shows of the 2000s. 1-0. California, that's it. Great theme song. They used to have great... I remember like getting those mixed CDs they brought out. So much good music coming from OC. So much good music. 1-0. There's a forehand now to the forehand of Chen. Is the other forehand again. The forehand of Chen. The other forehand of the stretch. Chen goes cross court and hits a winner. And it's 11-15. You didn't slice with your finger this time? No, I did not. My finger is still intact this time. The dad with the cream cheese bagels, yeah. Yeah. It's so interesting, like watching the OC as a kid and then watching it as an adult, and you just like the interactions between the adults when you're an adult is like you can watch that show. If you watch that show when you're like the same age as the kids in high school, or even if you're younger, is way because you didn't give a shit about the adults in the show. You're like, oh, whatever. They're just like whatever. But then when you watch it as an adult, you pay attention to more of the adult stuff, and you're like the adults, like all the adult drama that happens. You're like, it's just a totally different show. I love 30. Great show. Luke just got shot, but Oliver hasn't entered the frame. I think that Marissa's going to go to rehab and then meet Oliver, right? So I'm at that point where I'm just waiting for Oliver to rock up. I hate that. That guy sucked. He was the worst. Nobody knows what I'm talking about. Okay. 30. It's been out for 20 years. Go watch the OC. Go watch the OC. It's one of the greatest shows of all time. All right. Oh, damn. Demonor's playing Laver Cup. Ooh, okay. Demonor's making the trip. He's taking Tiafoe's spot. That's it. That's something. I love that for Team World. Demon's making the trip. He's in Sydney right now playing Davis Cup, and then he's going to go play Laver Cup next weekend in San Fran. That's a hell of a trip. I wonder what happened to Big Foe, but love that for Demon. That's great for Team World to have Demon in the team. Especially with Paul, Shelton, and Tiafoe not there, Demon is going to really help. That's a huge boost for Team World. As Tjen hits a return winner, Eala looks so tired. She didn't even move to that ball. All right, 2-1. Tjen with a set and a break. I don't know what happened to Big Foe, but I'm glad Demon's making the trip because that's going to really help. Because he's going to be one of the top guys, right? Because you got Fritz. Demonor is number 2 guy in the team, right? All right. Life is more fun when you got a babe by your side, just saying. Are you talking to me? Bro, you don't even know me. What, you mean right now I should have, someone here? Is that what you're saying? Or are you saying just in general life? Yeah, Eala that last game, she definitely looked like she definitely wasn't willing to move to the ball. But Tjen is she is moving very well. She is playing very well in general. Again, okay. But let's see. It's a center break. Eala's not out of it yet, but it'll take a physical effort if she is going to get back. It's going to be a big effort for her to come back. No, Felix. Who's in the Laver Cup now? So it's not Felix. It was who joined the team? Fran. Cerundolo did, right? And Opelka. So now it's going to be Fritz, Demonor, Cerundolo, Mickelson, Fonseca, Opelka. Now that's not as good as Team Europe. Team Europe are stacked. Even more so now with the number 1 in the world, Alcaraz. So Alcaraz, Zverev, Rune, Ruud, Menchik, Kaboli. But Demon being there is huge. Because Tiafoe 29 in the world, Demon top 10. That helps Fritz. It's not just Fritz in the rest. It's Demon and Fritz in the rest now. But Cerundolo is no slouch, and Fonseca we love. So it's going to be really fun. We might get Menchik Fonseca. Opelka might be able to do some damage, right? If he's serving well, watch out, right? But yeah, Demon being there is huge for Team. Like, we needed that. Team World needed that. We needed just another top 10 player to just to kind of give us that little bit of extra hope. I mean, you're going to have to beat Alcaraz, and I don't think anyone on Team World beats Alcaraz in singles, but yeah. All right, love 30. Yellow chance to break back, but I love that. I mean, Felix would have been great to have, but Felix is not playing. But Demon is a great addition. I love that. Love 30. And I didn't think none of the Aussies were going to play because they're playing Davis Cup right now. But Demon must have said, you know what? I'll go to San Francisco straight. I'll be there. I'll leave on Monday. So he'll beat Belgium, and then he'll go to the Labour Cup and beat the Europeans. 15:30. Oh yeah, Felix is getting married. Yeah, FAA's getting married. Exactly. I forgot that he was getting married after the US. Yeah, FAA's getting married. 15:30. As the backhand return goes out by Eala. 30 all. Something I didn't even mention, it is windy. There is a lot of breeze out there as well, so that might also be a bit of a factor into why Eala might be making a few errors, because the conditions are a little windy. A little tough out there. Serve again. Here's a fault, second serve. Yeah, Ruud's partner or his fiancée is pregnant as well. It's all happening. As a return goes in the front of Chen. Chen hits a winner, 40-30. Chen hits a lovely winner down the line. 40-30. to go 3-1. $40-30. Double fault. And we get to deuce. All right. Deuce. I'm going to fault from Chen, second serve. As she double faults Chen, it's advantage Eala to get back the break. That's the chair, by the way. My chair is now making noises. Now, advantage Eala. As Eala returns into the backhand of Chen, who hits it down the line. Beautiful shot. Eala gets it back. And then Chen with a forehand winner. This is too good. And we get back to deuce. Back to deuce. All right, first serve was a fault. Second serve. Serve to the forehand of Eala. Backhand from Chen to the backhand of Eala. Chen with a forehand in the net. Advantage Eala to get back the break in the second set. Advantage Eala. Advantage Eala. As Eala went back to juice, but then Chen hit an ace. And it's advantage Chen to take the 3-1 lead. Is there a forehand off the tape from Eala? Chen runs around, hits the forehand inside, out comes the net. And then comes the net with an easy volley winner. 3-1 for Chen in the second. Eala's only won 2 games in the last 11. So that's not good. Two games in the last 11 games. Since being up 3-1, she's only won 2 games. Oh, sorry, 3-love. She's only won 2 games. And she's definitely looking fatigued. That's evident. But Chen's playing well as well. I mean, Chen started off looking very shaky. So, yeah. 15 love. As a default second serve. Eala is behind, but yes, this is not the end exactly. There is still plenty of tennis left. All right. All right. Nice inning from Chen. Again, just wrong footing Eala. $15 Eala serves a fault second serve. Like Cam said, Chen is a tricky player. Yeah. Yeah, I mean she's a very difficult player. Even if Eala wasn't gassed out, still would have been a very tricky matchup. So look, Eala's definitely, you can tell that she's not her fired up, like she's definitely not fired up like she usually is. But also Chen is very good. Chen is a very good player, a very tough player. And Chen will be somebody, I mean, her game and Barty's game is so crazy how similar their games are. As Eala double faults 15-40. And I don't want to but I'm going to say it. Chen is going to be a problem. Like she gets in that top 100, she's going to be a problem. She is. This year, she's won too many titles and playing too well. And eventually, she's going to get to that top 100, right? She might even do that this week. And then, watch out when she starts playing against, nobody wants to play this lady yet. This lady's got every shot. If she hits a return winner, it's 4-1. Chen with a double break in the second. And I'm not just saying it because she's beaten Eala. I'm saying it because of what she's done all year. Chen is a very, very, very good player. And her backhand might be a weakness, but other than that, she has got a very solid serve. Her forehand is lethal. She can come to the net. She can volley. She's got the variety. She can slice. She can drop shot. I mean, it's going to be fun to watch Chen play against some of these big names in the next 12 months. She said the same thing about when she played Raducanu. Even though she lost that badly, she still showed a lot of these things that you're like, okay, well, if she can do more of this, who knows what she can do. So definitely a player to look out for in 2026 is Janice Tjen. And the winner of this, by the way, will take on either Jones or Sierra, and they're coming up next. So, yeah. Still love Alex. We're so proud of you. You should be. Alex had a great run. Long win streak, won a title, made a quarterfinal this week, and just ran out of gas and played against somebody is going to make you play a lot of shots. That's no problem in that. And I know there'll be like 3 people that are like laughing at this because they're like, "Oh, how could Eala lose to somebody like this?" Obviously, you haven't been listening, so. All right, Chen 4-1 in the second. Eala was down a double break in the third set against Towson at the US Open, so she isn't afraid of a comeback, but this is going to be a very, very tough physical battle if she's going to come back from this. 15 love. Raducanu was a really good player until the haters' view. Only the top players can beat her. Yeah, Raducanu is crazy good. All right, return goes out by Eala. 30 love. Yeah, Eala's got a new career high after this anyway, so it doesn't really, it's not detrimental to anything. But let's talk about ranking because this is a massive week for Chen's ranking. I mean, she could be top 100 by the end of this tournament. Her ranking is up as well, right? So yeah, Eala is currently ranked 55, which will be a career high unless other players overtake her. There's a chance that could happen with Jovic. If Jovic wins today, she'll overtake Eala. But still, top 60 with points to gain over the next few months. Eala's looking at the top 50 by the end of the year, which would be a great achievement. And Janice Tjen is also at a career high ranking, 124. Currently, if she wins this match, she will go to 115. And if she wins the tournament, Tjen will be in the top 100. She'll be number 90-ish in the world. So yeah, so Tjen is doing the thing. 40-15. As the return goes out by Eala, and it's 5-1 Tjen in the second. All right. Eala's going to serve to stay in the match. Tjen's a lurker in the lower tier tournament, underrated, probably top 50 if rated properly. That's like I said, it will be really fun to watch Tjen play against some of these big names in the future. And you're probably wondering, like, oh, is she like 18? Has she just started? I know she's been around for a bit, Tjen. It's not a she's 23, right? So that's not young prodigy, but she played college tennis. That's why she hasn't been on the tour. She was playing college tennis, but the second that she was out of college and she started playing, which was last year, she started playing the WTA. She started winning. She has won, and get this, in the last since June last year when she started playing WTA properly, she has won 13 titles in about 13 months, 14 months, 15 months. I mean, that's crazy. Coming from, I don't know what her college record was, but yeah, she went from college, graduating with a degree in sociology as well, just for fun. But yeah, won 3 tournaments in a row in Tunisia, won a tournament on clay in Belgium, then she won a tournament in Turkey, a couple in New Zealand at the end of last year, and then this year, in May, she won 2 titles in South Korea, and then she won 3 titles in China in June, and in Taiwan, and then the last couple of matches, or last couple of tournaments, I should say, she's made a 75 tournament and a 100 tournament final, and lost both of those, but they're big finals, right? They're not as big as this final would be, but she is very, very good. Very good over the last 18 months or so. That's a crazy. What tier of tournament? So mainly in the in the ITF. So down the bottom here, in the bottom right, her biggest final was a W100, which was a couple of months ago. But yeah, she's won a lot of the ITF tournaments. But again, coming from like college tennis and having no ranking and starting from scratch, still winning 13 trophies in almost as many months, that's incredible. Coming from like not playing professional, like the professional circuit before that, is pretty insane. Again, I don't know what her college record was, but it must have been pretty good. if she came onto the WTA and just started winning everything, like she plays tournaments, she just started winning. Like, anyways, 30-all as that goes out by Eala, and it's 30-40. Tjen to take the win. By the way, just having a look here, Tjen has played a little bit before 2024. But again, college tennis took her majority of her career so far. As that return goes out by Tjen, it's back to deuce. It wasn't up until June last year. By the way, started playing in June 2024. And she won, 3 tournaments in a row? And then made a semi-final. So she went on like a 20-match win streak as soon as she finished college. On the WTA, it's crazy. That's crazy. As the return goes in the forehand of Eala, Tjen with a forehand cross-court winner, and it's advantage Tjen to take the win. She did play a couple of American hardcourt ITF tournaments in September and October of 22 and June of 22. So she must have had, maybe she took a 6 months off to try and do the WTA, but then went back to college in 23 maybe. That's what it seems like she tried to do. But yeah, she's been incredible since she's graduated. Anyway, serve down the sees a fault second serve. And is very much looking like a player that is going to be a problem, for a lot of players. 4-1 down the line. There's a winner, and there it is. Tjen breaks the streak of Eala. Eala can get some much-needed rest. She had a great couple of weeks. But Tjen too good. Just too strong, too solid, and is into the semis. Indonesia, just like the Philippines with Eala, Indonesia have got a player that is doing some new things for that country in tennis, which I love to see. It's a great country. Been to Indonesia a lot. GG's. Yeah, and that is her second best win against a player of the WTA. She's beat Kudermetova a couple of weeks ago, and now she's beaten Eala. So her second biggest victory as well. So she is only going up and up. And now she's in the semifinals of a WTA 250. And she'll take on either Jones or Sierra in the semifinals. Eala, I'm not sure what Eala's doing next. She's not playing in Korea next week. So I don't know if she's taking a couple weeks off or not. But obviously when she's back, we'll be watching her. But let me have a look. If I can find any information. Of course I can't. Why would I be able to find information? I know she's playing a couple of 125s in the future. So she's not playing next week because next week is in Europe on the clay courts. I think she's playing in Jingshan. Is that right? Is she playing in Jingshan? On the 22nd of September that starts, which is when Beijing starts. So she's apparently not playing Beijing. I don't know if that'll change though, because she has to play Beijing because it's a mandatory event. So I don't know why she's not playing Beijing if she has to. So maybe that'll change. Maybe her schedule will change. And why wouldn't you play Beijing? It's worth more points. And like a lot more points. So yeah, so she's probably most likely going to be playing the China Open is the next time we see her. That seems to be the schedule. So she'll get a week off next week. And she needs it too. I think she's had a couple of Like today, she looked very, very like after the first 3 games, she looked very, very tired. So Eala definitely needs to get some rest, much needed rest after what's been a great couple of weeks. Also, by the way, chat, I must say this as well. Somebody just said China hates the Philippines. I don't know what the history is, but Eala does also struggle to get visas because being from the Philippines, it's not easy to get visas into every country. So, and we said something like, didn't we looked this up in Miami? I remember looking up like one of the worst passports to have when it comes to traveling is the Philippines because again, other countries just don't let people with Filipino passports into the country as easily as other passports, right? So I don't know if maybe there's like if somebody says that the Philippines and China have some history, maybe she doesn't play those tournaments because she can't get into the country because of her passport. Again, that might be a reason why she doesn't play. But then again, she's going to be playing in Zhejiang, which is in China anyway. So if she's going to play that, then why wouldn't she play Beijing? So I don't know. Again, maybe she doesn't play any of it. But again, I'm not sure if that's just something to keep in mind. I don't think it's a problem at this stage, but if she doesn't play those Chinese tournaments, you got to think, oh, well, maybe it is a visa issue. Because she had a visa issue was it Germany? She couldn't go to Germany or something? I don't remember. There was something at the start of the year where she couldn't get into something. But anyways, I don't know when she's playing next, but she probably plays in a couple weeks. Chen can rush players. Will be interesting to see how much she can and how deep she can go here. Oh, yeah. It was a great opportunity for Chen. I don't see why China would refuse a visa for her. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just throwing things out there. Somebody just said about China not liking the Philippines, which is why she might not be playing. And I'm just like, well, this could be a reason, but again, it might have nothing to do with anything. But I do remember we talked about this a lot in March, and we talked about how Eala might struggle to get into certain tournaments because of the visa is not as easy to get for her passport. So, but again, we'll just wait and see. Maybe she just doesn't play because she needs to rest up. But it's a mandatory event, so you'd think that she would she'd play in Wuhan and in Beijing because you have to. Like you have to. That's the rules. Those are the events you have to play. Chen reminds me a lot of body. Oh yeah, definitely has a lot of body. That forehand is body. The slice is body. Let's give credit to Chen to be fair. She's also older than Eala, so she has built up more match fitness. Eala is grinding out 3-setters 3 straight weeks. Is still admirable. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, there's more experience for sure at this. Yeah, you're right. Chen does have a little bit extra experience for sure. Oh man, I've nearly been up for 24 hours straight. I'm going to cover Sao Paulo after this. See who wins it all. We might. I want to. I kind of really want to see what Chen does. I think Chen's really interesting to watch. So we might watch. Well, tomorrow. This kind of works out well because tomorrow I'm not around, so I won't be able to watch. I probably won't be able to watch the semis. So if Eala had won, then we wouldn't have been able to watch tomorrow anyway. So yeah, so that, but the final, yeah. If it's not on at 3 a.m, we could watch it for sure. Eala's peak reached. Get a hobby. Eala's lack of service skills is her biggest weakness. Her lack of mental toughness is her second worst. Oh, man. I mean, okay. Mental toughness is her weakness. Is her second worst weakness. I mean, you don't watch enough of her. You got to watch more Eala then if you think that's her second weakness. That's a wild. That's one of her strengths. Like, mental toughness, yeah, it let her down in New York, didn't it? At that first round in New York, that mental toughness was a real problem. Chen is good. Eala is tired. It happens. Oh, yeah, for sure. For sure. Yeah, Chen was great. Maybe nervous in the first 3 games, which is why she went down 3-love. But yeah, Chen was great after those first 3 games. And yeah, and Eala definitely looked tired. You could tell. You could tell that she just wasn't running to the ball as much. She was looking a lot flatter than usual. So yeah. So I think it's a pretty simple analysis. Eala played a lot of tennis and she's tired. Fair enough. And Chen had the experience to know that and had the fitness to overcome, you know. Every time Eala loses, some people always criticize her like tennis is you win some, you lose some. Yeah, I know. I mean, it happens with a lot of players. A lot of popular players get a lot of people like waiting for them to lose so they can say something, but that's just part of. I mean, if you're not getting hate, then you know, haters. If you're getting haters, you must be doing something right. China Open rating at the time of selection 75 must play qualify. Oh, you're saying that Eala didn't get on the entry list for China? Is that why? For Beijing? That makes sense. The cutoff might have been 75-ish. Yeah. So yeah, she probably just missed out on the entry list. That makes a lot of sense. But she'll get a wild card, or enough players will end up withdrawing. And then eventually she won't have to even consider that. Eala had a bad game combo combined with Eala with Chen as a good one. Exactly. I mean, Eala was definitely fatigued. I don't think, even if you don't like her, if you watch that match and went, oh yeah, Eala looked really good and was really like fit. It's like, no, you didn't watch the same match. You watched the match from yesterday or the other day. Oh, 2 more withdrawals and Eala gets in the Beijing Open without having to play qualies. Okay. I mean, that could happen. There's a lot of players that are sort of up in the air, so yeah. All right. Oh man. Yeah, but Eala's shoulder though, her shoulder didn't seem too bad today. She wasn't even wearing the she didn't have the thing on her shoulder today, so her shoulder I think was okay. It was just she looked very like fatigued. Like she'd played tennis for 2 weeks straight. You know? That's what it looked like to me. All right. Oh man, I tell you, fatigue has hit me. I've been tired. Even before the stream, like trying to like push towards 2 a.m. I was like, I'd fall asleep here. I nearly fell asleep in this chair before the stream, and then I would have woken up, and it would have been halfway through the match. Yeah. So I'm just happy that I got through this without passing out, because it could have happened. It was definitely a possibility today. I don't usually get this tired on stream, but because of the because I decided not to take a nap today before stream. I just decided to grit my teeth and push through. Here we are, but now I can pass out and wake up sometime tomorrow afternoon. Can Eala represent the Philippines at the Olympics? I guess, yeah. She would. She should, yeah. She will. Lots of hardcore tournaments for Eala upcoming this year. More chances of winning? Oh, yeah. I know Eala's not playing next week. You were dead on, Cam. You knew that Chen was going to be tough for Eala. Oh, yeah. I mean, if I hadn't seen Chen before today, I probably wouldn't have known how tricky it could have been. But because we saw Chen play Raducanu, even though she lost that match, I personally learned a lot from watching that match and seeing, okay, well, if Chen can do this, this, and this, she's going to be really tricky. And then also learning about her record this year and over the last 12 months and how crazy good she's been. Eala had to be 100% for today's match, and she was not 100%. So, yeah, Chen looked great. I mean, she looked fit. She was jumping around the court. She was hitting great forehands. I mean, she looked ready. Whereas Eala was like, I've been playing tennis for 2 weeks straight. I'm tired. But yeah, Chen, very, very, very dangerous. She's going to be dangerous. Remember the name. She's going to be very dangerous. She has a very dangerous style. It's going to catch a lot of people off guard. And she's going to have another tough match in the next round against either Jones or Sierra tomorrow. Which, again, I'll wait and see what... Well, actually, no. So tomorrow I can't do anything. But on the final, we'll see what we see. She's a Barty, the second Barty. I mean, she definitely has a lot of Barty qualities. Definitely has. And I don't know if she's like said that Barty is her inspiration, or she's modeled her game around Barty or anything like that. But man, she is very much the closest thing we've seen since Barty. The closest in style to Barty that we've seen. Jabeur was on that level, but this is like Chen is like if she didn't learn how to play tennis and watch Ash Barty to learn, then it's just a fluke, crazy coincidence because all they got coached by the same coach, because the way that they hit the ball is so similar. Even the way they dress with the forwards hat, the forwards cap, the outfit. I mean, it just looked like Ash Barty. Like she just has again, it can't be a coincidence. It's too similar. And then the slice backhand, the serve, and the forehand are just like Barty. And it's like there's got to be inspiration there. There's no way it's a fluke. Or whoever coached Barty at a young age also coached Chen, and they both learned from the same person, and that's why they both have a similar style. But I reckon Chen's got to have watched Barty and taken a lot from Ash Barty to incorporate in her game. That's the only way that she looks this similar to Barty. It's just freakish. I mean, we could call her baby Barty, but it can't sound... I mean, she's not really that young. Like, she's 23, so it's like... Barty's, 26? So it'd be kind of weird. I mean, baby Federer with Dimitrov was like... Federer was still like 25, though. So maybe it isn't. Maybe she's a Barty fan. Yeah, I'd love to know. I would love to know that. If Chen's game was modeled around Ash Barty, or if it was just a total coincidence. We just play similar, I guess. Like, you know what I mean? It was just a freak accident. Chen said she idolized Barty and wanted to play like Barty. See, but I haven't seen... Where did you read that? I haven't... I mean, you might be right, and you might have heard that, but I haven't heard that, so I don't want to use chat's word as gospel unless I see it. So send me that quote or wherever she said that, because I want to know. And I want to read it from her words. Emma's a one-hit wonder. That's it. She got a wild card at the US Open, right? I know she won. She won as a qualifier. Why are we talking about Raducanu? She's not even playing. All right. I'm getting out of here. I'm too tired. I'm starting to just fall asleep in the chair. All right. Thanks, Gene. I'll read that another day. But Tjen wins. She beats Eala. She stops the run. And Eala had a great couple of weeks. She won her first WTA trophy, but Tjen was just too solid. And Eala ran out of gas. And now Tjen is going to go to the semifinals of a WTA 250, which is her first ever WTA semifinal. But also for Indonesia. It's a huge milestone for Indonesian tennis as well. So that's a huge deal. But she stopped Eala. She is into the semifinals. Eala, she's going to go play somewhere else. We'll watch her in a couple of weeks or in a week or wherever. But, yeah, Tjen wins. I'll see you guys tomorrow. No, I'll see you in a couple of days, maybe. Or next week when we start watching Swiatek.